Sunrise with Dr. Surajit Khanna, a news bite for anybody their ages of 10 to 25. Brought to you by Khanna for Kids, KHANNA for Kids. It's just a good morning news bite of small information just for today's youth. And today's message is going to be about the American sport, Americans' pastime for, well over 100 years, baseball, given to you by Dr. Khanna. Dr. Khanna is an attorney. He is a lawyer, and he is an advocate of the underserved. He is also the champion of the nonprofit Voice of the Kids, and he's here today to talk about the Dodgers and baseball and the World Series. Dr. Khanna?
Good morning, Gary. Good morning. Our most beautiful face here is all.
Thank you.
Good morning, audience. Good morning, young kids, young adults, youth. I'm glad to be here again. And today's Wednesday, sunrise, though it is a little cloudy here in this part of the United States. But exciting. That news bite, again, just like Gary says, the news bite is just a bite. We are going to give you just for you to take a bite, and then you can explore during the day, and you can always reach back to us through, Gary is going to give you all the contact information after the speech. So I thought of talking about the baseball. Yesterday, last night was a wonderful event. Those who are baseball fan, everybody's talking about baseball. But do you know what baseball is? What is the history? How did it start? When did it start in United States? Well, I'm sure you can Google and find all these things, but I thought of sharing something this morning that this baseball started actually in England in mid 18th century. And then it was brought by them as immigrants to North America. And then eventually it developed and became the national sport of United States. Baseball is very popular in North America, that is parts of Central, South America, the Caribbean, even East Asia, just like Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. Let's go a little bit back on that. How is the name baseball started? Baseball, right? Well, actually it refers all the way back to 1700s, where England, it was known as rounders. And rounders referenced in 1744 in a children's book called A Little Pretty Pocketbook, where it was called baseball. So again, it is the right topic for this show, morning show, because our show is dedicated to the children from the age of 10 to 25. So young adults. So this baseball, the name came from the children's book in 1744. Whoever thought about this, right? So in 1871, the first professional league called the National Association of Professional Baseball Players was founded. Then 5 years later, the National League was created, and it was followed by the American League in 1901. The first World Series between the champions of the two major leagues was held in 1903. And then there was a gap in 1904. And then from 1905, it became an annual event. Since 1905 till 2020, till date, it has become a national annual event for United States. Let's go back to the World Series a little bit. I'm going to give you, again, is a bite, right? So in 1903, the first time the baseball was played and between two teams. And you know who won the first one? The Boston Americans. Against who? Pittsburgh Pirates. Then in 1905, That's when the World Series started. And proud to say, because we all are from New York. So the New York was the winner for the first World Series game, that is in 1905. New York Giant. Against who? Philadelphia Athletes. And then the series started. So what happened last night? Well, last night, 2020, which is a very memorable year. Very memorable year, 2020. If Gary, you decide to come back again in 2020 after some more millenniums, make sure you remember this year. You are the youngest one here. So just remember that 2020 was the year when Dodgers from Los Angeles, the team Dodgers, they won against Tampa Bay. Wow. All the way from West Coast to South. That's how even the pandemic starts, right? But there is always a positiveness in every single year. So today's positivity is that the game was fabulous. The game was very hilarious last night. Everybody, all the kids, everybody, those who are a fan of baseball, they were enjoying that after a long, long time, Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers won again. The first time Dodgers won was 1959 against, well, I don't know against who, but the first time was 1959, and then they won again in 1963, 1965, and the very last time was 1988. Since 1988, they did not win, even though last year and the year before, they were on the World Series, on the championship, but they did not win. But this year, they did win after many, many years. So that's it. And that's all about the baseball. My dear friends, young adults, those who are fan of baseball, I congratulate everyone, especially from Los Angeles Dodgers. And I also congratulate and give a heads up to Tampa Bay team, because in a game, there is always a win and there is a loss. But the loser team has more strength than the winner team. So both of them needs to be kept in a positive vibe. So let us all congratulate both the teams, those who made in this 2020. Is a challenging year. Because of the pandemic, it is a challenging year, and they did come to the championship and made a huge difference, gave a positive vibe to everybody last night. And thank you very much. Now we do have a wonderful young lady who is in the studio with Gary, and Gary would like to introduce her, and then I can ask a few questions regarding her addition to this news bite.
Yes, thank you, Khanna. First of all, I want to apologize to you, Salt. I got a phone call the second I was going to introduce you, and I forgot to introduce you. My apologies. So Yusalt is with us. Listen, the baseball is called America's pastime. It used to be the most watched sport of any sport. There's 162 games they play each year. And in the fourth game of this World Series, it was one of the most wild plays ever. So just go on the internet and Google it. Yusalt is with us. How old are you now, Yusalt?
I'm 26 now.
26. You look 18.
I do.
Dr. Khanna, you have some questions for her for today's news bite.
Well, thank you very much, Yusalt, to join us. And she's joining from Rockland County, New York.
Orange County. Orange.
Was that?
Orange County.
Orange County. Well, you used to be in Rockland County before, right?
Yes.
That's when I knew you. So anyway, Orange County doesn't matter, but you are here from New York. And the reason of you coming here, joining here, is to support the activity which we are trying to do, is the Juvenile Reformation Act. We want to make sure that juveniles, those who are coming from or released from incarceration, they're treated well. They
Right.
get a second chance because everybody deserves second chance. God has given us many, many chances. Forget
Yeah.
about second chance. Okay, God gives us chances every day. We make mistakes every day, but God gives
Right.
us chances. So why can't we all work together and give the juveniles, those who are incarcerated, those who are coming out of the jail, they already been punished. They should be given a second chance, third chance,
Right.
fourth chance. Okay, because they all deserve to have a better life.
Mm-hmm.
So you being a young adult, and I'm sure you went through a lot in your life in order for what you are today, and what you think we should do or the society should do, or you could see that we could do a little different the way we treat the juveniles today when they come out of the incarceration.
I think we should definitely have some type of counseling for them, because once they're thrown in that environment where all they know is the system, it's hard to break away from that. So I think once they come out, they should definitely have some kind of guidance, some kind of counseling, some kind of therapy. And I hear a lot that a lot of these people, especially for Black male, they always are thought like, you're not supposed to cry, be a man about it, be, do this, do that. But nobody teaches them, let's talk about your feelings. Why did you do the things you did? How can you prevent from doing things? And, how can you learn from what you did and try something different? People are not focused enough on the mental health for these kids. They're not focused enough for how these children are really feeling. What's the next step? Because they don't have any guidance. They're thrown out back in the streets, and nobody is there to teach them or guide them or speak to them or elevate them or tell them, okay, this went bad, but let's speak about what's the next step. What are you gonna do? And just because they did something that they weren't supposed to do doesn't mean they're bad people. They did bad things, but that doesn't mean they're bad people. So I think society should welcome and speak to them more and learn about their mental state, because that's a good thing. It's a major thing. Anxiety is a major thing.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. That's the reason why I started this initiative along with a couple of my teammates, Clemmy Boha, Gary Scorano, John Mark, all these people, those are helping me along with you. You have seen me that we would like to give, and we already started the program where we would like to welcome these juveniles, those are coming out of incarceration, because we want to make them feel that, hey, we will listen to you. We
Right.
will give you a chance, but you got to work with us so that we can give you a job, we can give you a house, we can give you everything you need in order to be a better citizen of United States.
Right.
Okay? I agree with you. Everybody make mistakes, but when they made the mistake, they didn't know
Right.
why they made the mistake. Okay, so they are already incarcerated. They went through the punishment. They don't need to be punished over and over again till they die. They don't need to be. Okay,
Right.
so definitely, I completely agree with you, and I would like your support. I would like you to, tell your friends and all the well wishers. Please, they should reach out to us, and we will provide them if they're having a problem. Nobody's listening to them. A lot of time, what happens, I feel that children, or especially juveniles, those are coming out of incarceration, they think that they are bad people. Nobody's
Right.
going to listen to them. Okay.
Right.
And Izol, do you know that every day we are losing between 30 to 50 young juveniles coming out of incarceration? They commit suicide because they don't know how to
Right.
deal with themselves.
Right.
And that's a major. I love the baby crying in the back.
I
How old
know.
is he?
Get out of it. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Gary, do you have to add anything in this Juvenile Reformation Act?
Well, I think the issue that she was talking about, I have to support it because it's the part of racial inequality. And I did hear a presentation from a New York City police lieutenant, an African American, who detailed certain procedures that the police have, sometimes that could be interpreted as prejudice or as racist. Let me give you a simple example. Um, Sometimes when there is crime in a certain area of town, and it could be an African American area, uh, the result of the police department sometimes is, instead of having more people patrol, the answer is we need more arrests. So they start arresting more people, which causes more uncertainty and causes the people in the community to get more uptight and be more against the police, because they're not there to protect them. They're there to meet a quota sometimes. So I think racial equality in the procedures is very important. We support the police 100,000%, but we also support the African communities and those in underserved communities.
No, thank you very much, Gary. And Isolde, I think the main point, what I would like to share with you and to the audience and to everybody, that now we have a solution. Okay.
Oh.
It is not talk anymore. We are doing something for the African American community, especially the underserved community, those who are in the jail or those who are planning to come out of the jail and they feel hopeless. No, I don't want them to feel hopeless. I want this message to go all over the United States to every juveniles, young adults, those that are coming out of incarceration or they're already out in the field. Do not feel that you are not going to be accepted. Doesn't matter who accepted or not. We are going to accept you. We are going to show you the path to become a successful young adult of United States. We will train you. We'll give you a job. We will assist you with your therapy. We will give you housing. We will give you everything you need. But you got to make the move to push so that you can come to us. We will embrace you because we have a wonderful opportunity here in New Jersey where we have partnered with John Mark, the Driving School Academy, the Windsor Academy, where we are going to train you in the trucking industry. And that's one of the things which I always brag, and John brags about, that no career is going to give you such an immediate job like being a CDL driver. Well, you don't have to be driver. You can be a businessman. You can be a dispatcher. You can be a lot of things. If you don't like to drive a truck, I understand, but you don't have to be a driver. But you can be in this industry. Doesn't matter if your background, criminal record. This is the only industry, or this is the only company I know of that can accept all the criminals as long as you give up your criminal activities and move forward with your life. So, Isolde, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about what exactly you would like to see besides that the society is going to accept them? What message do you like to give to the juveniles, those are coming out of the incarceration, so that they can feel that they have been hoped, they'll be loved?
I think I'll tell them that they shouldn't be afraid to speak up for themselves also. Don't accept what people are telling them. Don't accept that, okay, this is what I'm going to be and this is what my life is going to be. Definitely try to not go back to what draw you to the bad stuff in the first place. Take yourself away from bad friends, bad environment, anything that triggers or used to trigger you in the past. Try to move on and don't try to live in the past as, okay, this is my life. And also have like a mental a lot of people, it's not even the incarceration, it's the mental incarceration. They are not mentally free from everything that they've been through. They still hold on to what they used to do mentally, even though their feet are on the ground and they're out of jail, but they're not mentally there. They're mentally still in the system. They're mentally still incarcerated. So I think I'm very, very strong on therapy, on counseling, on speaking up, on, just like you said, the voice. I'm very, very big on voicing your opinion, voicing how you feel. And it's not a shameful thing to talk about your feelings. It's not a shameful thing to talk about what you've been through and how you're going to recover from it. It's not something, people are not going to judge you. There's resources out there. There's things out there that you could do to break free mentally from being incarcerated mentally. And I think a lot of people are looking at this person is in jail, but they're not looking at this person is mentally incarcerated also. This person is mentally, physically, mentally fighting troubles and obstacles and everything else that they're not speaking of. So I think they should definitely come forward more. Don't hide in a corner thinking people are not going to talk to them or accept them or be there for them. They
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like your statement in this, because everybody needs to come out of the situation where that give them to be incarcerated. Okay?
Right.
That's fine. You made a mistake. You already paid your dues. Okay. So now move forward. Move forward. Do not make that mistake again. We are there to help you. So I love the statement is all you made to the young adults. I hope everybody can hear that. I hope they can remain motivated, because the problem with today's society is the society judges based on your past.
Right.
Okay? They try to give you a certificate based on your past, not based on the individual, and not understanding why that person did this. Okay, because everybody's mindset is different at the different stage of your life. Okay, so when somebody is doing bad things, it is not because they are bad people. Okay,
right.
Because the situation made them or compelled them to do something bad. Okay, so let's go and fix that mentally. I 100% agree with you that the physical incarceration is less effect than the mental incarceration.
Right.
Okay, when they come out of the physical incarceration, they're still mentally incarcerated. Okay? We need to work with them to get out of that incarceration. Okay, and that's why we launched this program, Isolde. I would like you to, because I know you are in the medical nursing healthcare field, so definitely therapy is a big thing, so that the juveniles can understand that we are there for them. Okay. So with this pandemic, one other question before I let you go, what did you see a big challenge with COVID-19 in your career or in your family life?
Yes, it's affected big time. Especially I work at an urgent care where all we're doing right now is COVID-19. So we're seeing a lot of patients via telemed, and things are so. It's like a brand new way of living. I'm seeing patients that they're forced to be virtually. We see a lot of teachers. They're teaching class. If they call for once or twice, everything now has to be virtual, and they can't even reach out to their students, and they're not used to that. They're used to being in the classroom. They're used to teaching one-on-one. They're used to all of that. So, and one thing that we've noticed is that, back to the mental health, which is why I'm forcing it so much, a lot of the numbers went up for anxiety and depression during this pandemic, because people are confined home and they cannot do anything. They're not able to go out to a restaurant or do whatever it is. They're scared to meet someone or hug someone or see someone, because they're afraid of, you have to be 6 feet apart and everything. The number of, every time we call it triage. Every time I'm triaging a patient, the number one thing they're saying is, I'm on this medication for anxiety. I'm on this medication for depression.
Wow.
And people don't take it seriously, but a lot of depression, anxiety, everything else the numbers have shot up. If we talk to 10 people, 7 of them on some kind of medication for depression and anxiety because they're unable to within what's going on within the pandemic. They're not able to go out. They're not able to do whatever it is that they want to do.
Wow. Gary, did you hear this? Nobody talks about the
that was amazing.
The COVID-19's side effect. Okay.
Right.
Everybody's talking about, oh, he's positive, put him in the quarantine, do this and do that. But nobody, you are the first one I could hear that you are bringing up this, 7 or 8 out of 10 people, they are going through this depression and anxiety. I completely agree with it, but I'm surprised to hear that number. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Means that means what? Means let's say the vaccine comes out and everybody is free from COVID-19. Okay, let's say that. All right. But now what? Now everybody has a new ornament, anxiety, depression. I mean, it's how come this can be eradicated? What type of vaccine do we need for getting rid of anxiety and depression? Very unheard of.
They're suppressing it with medication, which it's like a cycle. Once you're hooked on this and it's like, okay, this is making me feel better. I'm not thinking about this. I'm not doing this. And a lot of people it's specifically we see a lot of people that work in certain areas where they have to be in contact with people. And once they're exposed to it, you have to quarantine. So these people are leaving their homes in quarantine for days. I was in that situation where I was possibly exposed. And they were telling me, thank God I came back negative, but they were telling me that I have to quarantine and I can't be around my son for 2 weeks. So I live in an apartment complex where I don't have a basement where I can go down to the basement and quarantine. So I would have to leave and go to a hotel. And then I would have to figure out who's going to be with my son. How is my son going to be? He's not going to see me for 2 weeks. He's a premature baby. So all of these things play a part into how high the depression and anxiety is going, because you have to leave your family. These people that are working in critical care units, they're not around their family because they don't want to bring anything home. And I don't know if you ever saw that video. There was a video that went viral on Facebook of this nurse. He works in critical care, and he came home and his son is running to him, and he started breaking down crying because he can't hug his son because he was around COVID patients and he can even be around his family. And I had a doctor that I work with closely during the height of COVID. He had to be in the garage for a month. He wasn't around his family for a month. And that messes you up mentally.
Wow.
Yes, because that was that's something that we haven't heard much. Yourself, that was very interesting and firsthand account of the side effects of COVID and what it's doing to the people that are coming in. Didn't realize that many people being intubated or getting medication are already on medication. They're already taking pills for anxiety. Quickly, I would just say that if you're in that situation, make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure you have friends that you can at least call. You can Zoom like we're doing Zoom. Whatever you need to do for your mental health, you should definitely take care of it. Dr. Khanna, any last words?
Thank you very much, Gary, and thank you very much, Izot, for joining this morning. I know it became a little longer this morning, the news bite, but I would like the children, the young adults to listen to this, because Izot is from healthcare and she is a firsthand, like she said. So we need to get rid of this anxiety. We need to get rid of this depression. Do not be prey of that. There is always a hope. Talk to anybody next to you or talk to us. Okay. We are available 24/7. That's my job. I claim myself as a servant of the underserved. I am here for you. So please reach out to us. Gary, myself, Claim, John, anybody, you name it. So contactk.com is my contact. So please reach out to us. Gary, the microphone is all yours. And thank you very much, Izod, for joining this morning. And please tell all your young adults not to give up hope. Those who are coming out of incarceration or those who are even struggling, forget about if they're not even incarcerated, but they're traveling. Please tell them to reach out to us. We are going to give them some type of solution. We'll work with them. We'll listen to them, because the problem is today, nobody is listening to anybody. Okay? We are here to listen to them. So Gary, microphone is yours.
Thank you, Zalt. That was fantastic. That was good information. Thank you, Dr. Khanna. Listen, join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here, a little bit after 9 o'clock. We're on Facebook.com/Khanna for Kids, the number 4, KHANNA, the number 4 Kids. And we're on, believe it or not, 6 other channels, on YouTube and Twitter and LinkedIn. So we're in many different places. And if you are a young person, you'd like to join us, please contact us. We'd love to hear from you. I think what Yuzol shared with us today was very interesting, and we want to hear the voice of the kids. So contact us at contactk.com on the internet, contactk.com. Fill out the form and get in touch with us, and we'll put you on the air. Dr. Khanna, thank you very much. We just want to say he's the servant of the underserved. So please join us, and we do want to hear from you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. God bless.
God bless you.